Today I'm continuing my favorite things video series, and today we're talking about my favorite side character. And I'm gonna have to go with Ronny Carmichael from my Nightblood series. And Eternal Rain is really when Ronny, almost want to say blossoms into her character, but really she's like crumbling apart. So we meet Ronny in book 2 of my series, Sweet Last Drop, and she is a Nightblood. She's friends with Walker, but her worst nightmare are the vampires. She's terrified of them, so much so that she can't even leave her house. And she doesn't really have a way to contribute to the Nightblood community. Everyone else is like out there fighting vampires, and she's so terrified that she stays home. But I mean, she tries to cook and to clean, and her cooking and baking is her love language. That she is trying so hard in some way to contribute to their community. And by book 3, spoilers ahead. By book 3, Ronny has transformed into a vampire. So basically, she's become her own worst nightmare. And my favorite part is in chapter 3, and we're gonna get a very first look of Ronny Carmichael as her vampire self. The first time I'd made Ronny Carmichael's acquaintance, I'd felt a twinge of jealousy. She'd welcomed Walker home after he'd picked me up from the bus terminal, and the gesture had been mostly platonic. She'd waited for us on the porch in an oversized green sweatshirt, bootcut jeans, and fuzzy green socks. But it wasn't the casual clothes, warm hazel eyes, or wide bright smile that had made my heart hurt. It was the warmth in Walker's responding smile that had churned my gut. Despite the smile, Walker had never noticed how much Ronny cared for him. He'd missed a lot of things. In the 15 years they'd lived together, she hadn't left the house for fear of vampires. She was pale from hiding in the house and thin, either naturally or from depression, too thin considering the amount of banana nut pancakes she'd made every day for everyone else. She'd been scared of her own shadow, even tucked safe and sound inside Walker's house, and just looking at her, I'd been torn between smacking her and feeding her. I remember thinking that evening on Walker's porch, when she'd been healthy and human, that her pale skin and sharp features reminded me of fine china, something of high value, but easily broken. Now, she was in pieces. Her auburn hair, which once fell thick and shiny in soft waves, was thin and hung from her scalp like tinsel. I'd thought her thin before, but now she was skeletal. Her features were no longer sharp, they were gaunt. Her protruding bones formed hollows beneath her cheeks, and her thin purple lips pulled tight against teeth that looked too big for her mouth. Her eye teeth were pointed into delicate fangs, but they couldn't with any true comparison compete with Dominic's fangs. They were pointed and sharp enough to break skin, but I didn't tremble at the sight of her. She was the one trembling. Even as a predator, Ronny was still a victim, and God help her, I still wanted to feed her. Check it out. See if you enjoy Ronny's journey as much as I enjoyed writing her. There's some characters that just stick with you after you write them or read them, and Ronny, for me, was one of those characters. Enjoy.